All right, folks. Well, I want to welcome you and to our call. This is the July state call. We had a bit of a scheduling problem, so we couldn't do the call in July. So here we're doing it on August 2nd, but it is the July call. Start in August, we'll get back on track doing our we try to do the fourth Wednesday of each month. So we'll get back on track in August, and now that should be August 23rd. So please mark that on your calendar. And we got David. David's on the call with us tonight. David, are you there?
Yes, I had to unmute myself real quick.
Okay. All right.
I am here.
All right. Well, good deal.
I just got Fisher.
Oh, hello. That Dan?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Dan.
just logged in or called in.
All right. Great. Okay. Well, this is, like I said, this is an important call tonight. David and I have been working on things since we took over in about April, and so it's taken us a while to get our arms around things. So I think we're getting a good start here, and we're going to try and tonight we're going to try and present some things to you and kind of get everybody on the same page. So let's get started. And first thing I want to do is I want to well, anyway, okay. The agenda for this evening. We have some announcements that we want to make early on here, and also then I want to identify some of the new leaders that have come on board in the month of July, and very excited. We got some really new talented people coming on board, so things are really starting to look up for us here. Then I want to give you a quick organizational update. Okay, am I saying nobody's seeing the screen? You're not, are you?
No.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
Well, some of us
There
are
it is.
be on the
There we go.
Now you're seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay, and let me go back here.
No, that'd help.
Huh?
Could go full screen. That would help.
Yeah. How did I do that? How do I do that? Should have done this ahead of time.
Are we supposed to be able to see this also?
Yes. Now I've forgotten how to do this.
Dale, go down to the bottom of your screen down there. There's four little icons in that red tab down at the bottom there. See that red tab down at the bottom? The one right beside the slider bar. Go left a little bit and then down. Whoop, nope, too far. Go back over. See those four little, keep going. See where slider bar is? It's got the plus and the minus on it. The one just to the left of the minus sign. Click that one. There you go. Click that.
Okay, I've clicked on something here and join the meeting.
There you go.
You got it.
There we go. All right, I'm sorry about that, folks.
Robert Hall.
Hi, Robert. Glad you could join us.
Robert.
Okay, hopefully everyone can see this now. We're going to do some announcements. Then we're going to introduce some new leaders that have come on board. Give you a quick organizational update on where we stand in the state. And then we're going to get into the meat of our call this evening, and it's we're going to be presenting our vision statement, our strategic goals, our mission statement, and action plan. So this is important stuff for everyone to be aware of. And of course, we are recording this tonight, so those that couldn't make it tonight can listen to the recording. The first announcement that I wanted to get into is, am I having a problem with the audio too?
I got audio on phone.
Okay, all right, good. Our gathering coming up October 28th of this year, that's going to be a very important date, and so please make note of that date. And the location for the gathering is it's going to be at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Catholic Church in Carmel. There'll be more information coming out on this. The time, it will be from 12 noon to 2. This will be a luncheon, and but the primary purpose of this gathering is a meet and greet. This is going to be a time for us to put faces with names and names with faces. So this is a chance to meet each other, and that's really the most important thing. Now, so far, we do have some very important people coming to the gathering to speak to us. One will be a really important person. Diane Gomez is going to be at the meeting. And we also have Senator Travis Holdman has committed to attend our meeting. So Senator Holdman, of course, was our sponsor for the resolution, and he is committed to be there. So we're still looking at possibly bringing in some more legislators, but right now that's where we stand. So again, more information will be coming out on this. I want to make you aware of something we're developing here. It's called, move this over here and see if it helps. We're setting up a site. It's through Google Site, and it's the same thing really as a wiki page, and we're calling it Indiana Leaders Site. It's not ready to be rolled out. We'll be rolling it out probably by the end of August. This will be a site where we will have information, a centralized source of information, training materials, policy statements, spreadsheets, things that you as leaders in the state may use at some point in time. This will be limited only to district captains, region captains, and of course the executive group. So when we're ready to roll this out, I'll be sending you your access to this site, and we will refer to this as the leaders site. So when you hear us talk about something and we tell you we're going to put it on the leaders site, you'll know what we're talking about, and you'll be able to go there at any time and access that information. Anybody have any questions on that? All right. Let's get down here. We have some new leaders and that have joined us, and I just want to introduce those people to you. I think a couple of them may be on the call this evening, maybe not. Josh Plew. Josh, are you on the call tonight? I didn't see your name. Okay, Josh is our new region captain for Region 4. So hope everyone will welcome Josh. We have some new district captains. Brian Wickens, District 72. I know he was not able to be with us tonight. Nolly Bland, District 77. Nolly, are you on tonight? I didn't see his name. Danny Strong, District 92 district captain. And Paul Phillips, who you know is our Region 3 region captain, has also asked to serve as a legislative liaison. So, and we have a new legislative liaison, Rachel Kessler. Rachel, are you on?
Yes, I am. The only one.
The only one. Rachel is an attorney by trade, and so this legislative liaison position was something she was very interested in. And the position CW, that's creative writer. Now, we'll get into that a little bit more as we go on. But glad to have Rachel on with us tonight, and I know Rachel's going to bring a lot of good talent to our group. So glad to have you on, Rachel.
Thank you, Dale. Glad to be part of this.
All righty. Okay, Citizen Builder, Jerry, are you on tonight? You're on, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm here.
You,
Yep,
you wanna?
I'm here.
Okay. You want to make a few comments about Citizen Builder? We know the rollout's been...
Just a few. Of course, you know, we were going to roll it out before about the 15th of July, but, you know, that date was picked a long time ahead of the actual date.
Mm-hmm.
Picked a long time ahead of then, and didn't know how well that'd work out. Well, with any software, you got problems, and so I just didn't feel it was ready to do, and it's still not ready. But what they're going to do this time, I'm sure, is to get it all working just as best they can, and then they'll go with it. Now, as far as what's important here is that, let me find that spreadsheet. For the SIAs, that'd be Tim and myself. I don't know if he's on here or not, actually. But
Yep, I'm on here, Jerry.
Yeah, Tim's on.
Okay, so he and I would be responsible for providing support and training, and of course, I've been videos all along, and Tim's posted some of those. I posted some of them. Farther back in time, he's posted some of the more recent ones that kind of give you a clue how it's coming along and everything. And we post those to Slack. So if you're on Slack, you should be anyway. You can see those links there. And then after it rolls out, or even before, but especially afterwards, we need to have training sessions with all the DCs and state leaders. And then between the two of us, or whatever, attempt to confirm that each state leader and DC have gained access to the new system successfully and have some training and some idea what's going on.
Okay.
So that's about all I have on it.
Well, I'm sure we'll be hearing more and more about this as time goes on. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody have any questions for Jerry? Okay. All right, Jerry. Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, I wanted to mention about our sister state initiative, and I wanted to let just to let you know, John Ackerman started to head this, or began this initiative, heading this up, and ran into some medication issues and had to drop back. And Bill Heller has picked up the ball and has really done an outstanding job on this. So, Bill, you want to make a few comments about this, about the initiative?
Sure. I guess it was a couple of weeks ago that we had a phone call with our colleagues in Virginia who explained that they were...
Please, everybody, mute yourself, please, unless you want to speak. Thank you.
Okay. Our colleagues in Virginia who explained what needed to have done, they have had some difficulty, particularly in the Virginia Senate, and a senator that really crucial to the people out of Loudoun County was one that they were really trying to target to get some phone calls. Not unlike Indiana, they have House legislative districts that snake all across the state, and in this particular county, they actually have 3 senators representing Loudoun County, one of whom is a very strong supporter of COS, another one that is terribly concerned about runaway convention. Both are Republicans, and then the Democrat senator has not been a supporter. But the folks in Virginia wanted to begin a program of calling their petition signers during the summer months so that they could maybe get the attention of these folks and not be bothering them during the legislative session when it's just hard to get their attention. So that was the point of the Sister State Initiative. They had a lot of people that needed to be contacted, and we provided some labor to help them out. And in the end, we called 102 people. Most of those people probably got 3, 4, maybe even as many as 5 calls before you could actually either reach them or you just give up because they're on vacation or something like that.
Yeah.
And 175 people that they had no phone number for, but they had an email address, and they needed to be contacted so that they could either add an email or a phone number to their database or find out which emails were no good. And, of course, that's the same for those that had phone numbers, which ones are still good numbers and which aren't. So we just completed that, and this afternoon I sent off to our colleagues in Virginia the summary of our findings. It was an interesting thing to do, Dale, and I know that David Waters was a tremendous help on this. He had the opportunity to speak with Michael Ferris's son.
Yes.
Some famous personages on that list of people that we contacted. I suppose in the end, out of the 102 people that we were trying to reach by telephone, we probably actually spoke to roughly a third to maybe 40% of them.
Uh-huh.
I actually had a guy, I left a message for him, and he called me yesterday morning. He was calling me from Jordan.
Oh, my goodness.
He was over in the Middle East, but he was interested enough in the COS to return my phone call, believe it or not.
Wow. Now, John, Bill, how many people started out on this team, and how many ended up actually making the calls?
Started with 4, and we ended up with 2.
Ended up with 2. Okay.
Yeah, and one of those 2 was David, who in because actually 3 of the
Yeah, you're breaking up now. Well, David, do you have anything to add to that quickly?
There we go. I had a little problem here with the power blinked out on me, so I had to join back on with my cell phone.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I heard most of what Bill said. I ended up not only talking to Michael Ferris's son, but also his daughter. So I too heard back from one of the constituents. I believe it was she responded to me as a result of an email that I sent, and she had followed through with contacting Senator Black's office, and his office, his legislative assistant, replied to her, and I will post the reply from Senator Black on the Slack Indiana team here as we speak here tonight. So
okay,
you'll see what kind of blithering it is. I mean, glittering jewel.
No. Okay.
But anyway, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I just finished just right before I got on the call. I sent out my last bunch of emails for the names on the list that I had.
Okay. Well, listen, I want to thank you and Bill for the work you did on that. You really represented the state very well. So we did our part, and we can say we did our part in this. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Moving on now. I want to give you a little update on how we stand. I think you've probably seen this before, but this is the breakdown of our 9 regions and the districts per region. Now, what I've done here is I've highlighted the districts that in red that have a district captain. And, of course, then the others, the ones not highlighted, do not have a district captain. So you can see the breakdown is we have 40 districts with district captains. Now, we've got to improve that, and we're going to improve that. But the good point is, we always look at the good point, and the good part here is we started at 37. So we've gained here in the last month. So we've got to keep this momentum going. But that gives you an idea of the regions and the districts that have district captains in each of the regions. If you look here in District 8, until recently, one of the new district captains is in District 77. So we now have 2 districts in that region with district captains. So that may be a region that we're going to target for to find district captains in. So anyway, that's where we stand with district captains. Now, this is something new. This is an organizational chart that David and I put together, and this was very difficult to put together because we're trying to organize the state in such a way to going forward. Okay, and what I want to show you here, as you can see, we've got the positions color-coded here, the ones that are filled, partially filled, and vacant. But the way we see things, the way we see the organization being organized, of course, David and I here as state directors, and then we have lead individuals, lead legislative liaison, lead grassroots coordinator, lead digital marketing coordinator. Of course, we have the region captains and the district captains right in the center here. Lead coalitions director, lead educational director, lead SIA. Then down below, supporting all this, will be the various teams. Yes, we're going to have multiple legislative liaisons, perhaps multiple grassroots coordinators, and coalition directors, as well as SIAs. And here in the center is this digital marketing coordinator team. And this is the team, this is referred to now as the comms team, communications team. And this is the team that we're going to be depending upon, led by the lead district digital marketing coordinator, the team that is going to go in and target districts, go into targeted districts and regions and create the message that we want to send in those areas. This is going to become a very important team for us. And as you can see, we have some partially filled. We have some vacancies. I was hoping, we think we have a very good person to be our digital marketing coordinator. And I was hoping that we could announce that tonight, but we're not quite finished with the process yet. So hope to have that announced next time. Anyone have any questions on this? Oh, I wanted to mention this rider. This is the creative rider that we talked about. This is the other shoe that Rachel will be wearing. And, of course, she will be part of this team, but she will be as well available to write for other areas of our organization, too.
What's the SIA?
The SIA is the State Information Analyst. This is Jerry Rowe, and Tim Heidenreich.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anybody have any other questions? Okay. Well, now let's get...
Dale, I do. This is Tim.
Yeah, Tim.
Don't the teams report to the lead guy? I mean, don't they work for the lead guy like the LL team would work for the lead LL?
Well, that's true, yes. That's why, yes. But what we're trying to point out here is they're in support of the district captains and region captains.
Okay.
Okay? But you're correct. Obviously, the lead LL would lead the legislative liaison team. So it's a work in progress, guys. So bear with us on this.
Let me make a suggestion, Dale. Typically on an org chart, the solid line means that's who you report to, and the dotted line is who you support. So if you're going to do this again, you might run a solid line from the lower team to the leader, and then put dotted lines over to the DCs and the RCs.
All right. All right.
That's the convention that's usually used.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Dale?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is George. We're not really trying to fire this up until after the transition to Citizen Builder, right?
Right, right. That's when it will really need to start taking place, yes. Of course, well, I'm going to get into this a little bit more as we go on here, but we have a lot of work that we need to do right now in filling these positions. So, but yes, we're kind of, once the new system comes out is when hopefully this will start to roll together for us. Okay. All right. I want to now get into what I consider the meat of our call tonight. Prior to this year, prior to David and I taking on the state director role, our mission in the state of Indiana was to get the resolution passed. And, of course, as we know, Diane greatly led that effort, and that effort was successful. Well, when successful by the resolution being passed in 2016. Well, when David and I took over, we felt that we needed to develop a new vision for the state. We'd accomplished the previous vision. Now we needed to develop a new vision. And that's what we're doing here. Our vision is to build a Hoosier grassroots community of citizens and legislators dedicated to the constitutional concept of self-governance. Okay? Now, I would encourage you, when you're in situations where you have the opportunity to introduce yourself, I would encourage you to incorporate this in your introduction. For example, hi, I'm Dale Parrish. I'm co-state director for the state of Indiana, where our vision is to build a Hoosier grassroots community of citizens and legislators dedicated to the constitutional concept of self-governance. Practice that a few times, and it begins to get easier and easier to say. But the important thing here is that we're building a community here, and that community is made up of citizens and legislators, where we're all dedicated to self-governance. And I think that's the most important part, dedicated to self-governance. Anybody have any questions on that? Well, okay. Well, what does it look like? What's it going to look like when we accomplish this vision that we've set forth here? Well, here's what we think it's going to look like when we get there. We're going to be having quarterly legislator meetings scheduled in all districts throughout the state. We're going to have 100,000 supporters in the state of Indiana. That number is very much in line with the 10 million number that we're trying to shoot for nationally. So in Indiana, when we get to 100,000 supporters, that part of the vision will have been accomplished. We'll have multiple ongoing educational meeting vehicles in every region. Now that vehicle, I use the term vehicle here, that could be a town hall meeting, that could be other types of meetings, could be small group meetings, anything, but they'll be for the purpose of education. All district captain and region captain positions will be filled. So we'll have 9 region captains and 100 district captains. And all the executive positions will be filled and fully engaged. So that's what it's going to look like when the vision is complete and accomplished. Anybody have any questions? It's awful quiet out there.
This is Rachel. I have a question.
Okay.
And you guys may already know this because I haven't been on calls in a while, but so are we officially sort of broadening the organization? As far as talking, I understand it, but as far as speaking to other folks and letting them know what we're doing, obviously a lot of this self-governance, this goes beyond Convention of States, the actual convention.
Yeah.
Are we actually doing? Are we going to have any other initiatives that you know of beyond the Convention of States since we already passed it?
Well, we've only passed it in the resolution in the state of Indiana.
Right. No, that's what that was my. I guess I'm not being clear. I'm sorry. I think I have 102 fever. Anyway, my question, I guess, is that beyond helping sister states and trying to get enough states to have the convention actually happen, are there going to be any other independent self-governance focused efforts being done in the state?
I think there could be, Rachel.
Okay.
And I'm not going to try to identify any of those, but I believe that we're working to get to this Convention of States. Well, many of us believe we're not working to just get to one Convention of States. We're working to get to the point where that's a process that's an ongoing process.
Right.
And that there will be, that could possibly be an annual event, a Convention of States. So, and self-governance does imply other initiatives. I don't know what those are right now, but we're not limiting ourselves to just the Convention of States or just the one Convention of States.
Perfect.
David,
that's exactly what I was asking. Thanks.
Am I saying that right, David?
Yes, I had to unmute myself. Yeah, that sounded great, Dale. You're doing perfect.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, all this is still in line with our strategic goals. Grow the grassroots, strengthen the legislative relationships, educate, educate, educate. Our strategic goals are still in place. Now, here's our mission statement, and this is what we want to try and accomplish by June 30th of 2018. Number one, we want to get all executive positions, region captains, and all region captains, and 70% of our district captains in positions filled. We want to have those filled. All executive positions, region captains, and 70% of the district captain positions filled by June 30th of 2018. We want to strengthen legislative relationships by conducting at least 2 quarterly legislator meetings in each district. At least 2. We want to grow the grassroots in the state of Indiana to 50,000 by June 30th, 2018. We are right now in Nation Builder, we are at 22,000. And yes, I know that includes some that probably aren't really supporters, but that's what the number is. We're at 22,000. So we need to get to 50,000 by the end of June next year. And we want to have an ongoing educational meeting or vehicle of some type scheduled in each region. So at least one meeting, educational meeting vehicle scheduled in each region. So that's our mission statement. Any questions on that? Yeah, it's awful quiet out there.
George, what's our average daily number of new people that are signing up?
I can't tell you average daily, but for the month of July, we had 574. And if you do the math, that's...
George runs those follow-ups every day. He might just know that.
Pardon me?
Yeah, in the follow-up tool, we can get anywhere from 10 to 30 a day.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Well, if you do the math, that's at 574 that I said for the whole month. That's far short of what we need to be accomplishing. Our action plan. And this is, I alluded to this earlier, this is probably, I think, the most important thing that we need to focus on right now, and that is we need to fill positions. We need to get people on board. We need to fill leadership and executive positions.
Our doctor has a copy, I think.
Yeah, the doc has it.
So he's probably sent it on too.
Okay, somebody's not muted.
Well, yeah, in fact, there's no question about it, because he works for the hospital. He's an employee of the hospital, and it's all electronic records.
Right.
Okay, John, you need to mute yourself.
It's in the hospital's record.
John.
That way, in the heat of the moment, Randy doesn't have to necessarily.
Hello, John.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, at least when we signed these in Indiana, you had to have the original.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm just gonna go on. We need to search the supporter base for candidates.
In a red file folder.
That every state is different.
Yeah.
In this great nation of ours,
can someone call John or text him, let him know that he needs to mute himself?
That's the idea of being a federal.
I think it's on his phone, and he's probably got his
certain autonomy.
What?
I think he's called in on his phone, didn't he? So he probably can't hear you while he's on the other phone call.
They use the plural verb, the United States are.
You know, I don't know what his number is.
After the Civil War, it went to singular. The United States is.
All right. Okay.
Emphasize the Union. Yeah.
Well, apparently from what this guy said, it was just a natural, the union survived, and now we're no longer a collection of independent.
They really saw themselves as a collection.
Okay, I'm gonna try and move on here.
Southern states found it easy to succeed.
Right.
Okay, as far as the action plan is legislative relationships,
we're one nation.
To develop a legislative plan to prioritize the meetings for the district captains, region captains, and legislative liaisons.
Treated as a collective, a singular.
And for grassroots growth,
Shelby Foote said that.
We need to engage all supporter and leadership levels in implementing the 5 for 5 program.
And we're rewatching.
And to utilize all forms of media to attract petition signers.
It was on in 1990. You probably.
Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. This is really upsetting me. I'm going to keep going though. As far as educational, utilize our town hall meeting templates, the Robert Hall template, and that'll be on our leaders site.
93 or something. I don't know.
And to establish our regional meetings. Okay.
Brother didn't come because he was too cool to be seen with his parents, but they made that movie the following summer. Watched it.
If I knew John's number, I might be able to mute it here. I don't know what his number is.
$4 to see it. But
anybody know what his phone number is?
His videos are all over the place.
I called and had to leave a message. He's on the phone. I called.
I think there were 10 hours of that thing. So we're rewatching it.
Folks. Going to keep going here.
Mistaken.
Now, just know we're going to be tracking our progress in these areas, and of course we'll put that on the leader site so we can all see
the battles,
who's doing a good job,
and not being one to.
And maybe get some tips from that person.
Everybody, I waited till 2
was over. We'll be. We already have a spreadsheet set up for petition growth.
Dale, you might be able to mute him from your console there.
I tried doing that. If he's on a phone, I don't know. What his phone number is.
Here's the list of everything. A list of 10 or 15.
I got his phone number: 574 971
Ken Burns thing.
1580.
This battle at Gettysburg was fought because of the shoe factory there.
Wrong number.
Some shoes in there.
Wrong number. 765.
I looked at your mom. She looked at me. Wrong.
6589.
According to that tour guide, anyway.
6589.
So they needed a lot of
things. I don't see it on here.
Not just shoes.
Sorry about that. All right.
Which John is it? What's his last name?
Ackerman.
My thought, and a lot of people have, and just like the Ken.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I got it. I think I got him.
Yeah, I'm showing he's muted.
Okay, I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, bad Dale, bad Dale.
Well,
we'll forgive you someday.
I hope you all still heard what we had to say about those things. Just quickly, we want to find people to fill these positions, and we want to develop a plan for the legislative relationships, grow the grassroots, and set up these educational meetings. And our mission is to get one in every region. And we will be tracking the progress. And those results will be on the leaders site. So my final quote that I always like to insert at the end is, this is from the late Justice Scalia, and I thought this was very, very good. The founders inserted this alternative method of obtaining constitutional amendments because they knew that Congress would be unwilling to give attention to many issues that people are concerned with, particularly those involving restrictions on the federal government's own power. Pretty appropriate, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, anybody have any questions or comments?
Can you give us an update on the contacting Virginia?
Okay, we did that earlier, Robert, but Bill and David, you still there?
I am.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bill.
Bob Hall that we're talking to, is that it?
Yes, Robert Hall. Just a quick update, Bill, real quick for Robert.
Yeah. Basically, we have completed the project. There were roughly 102 phone numbers that we contacted, probably 3 to 5 times each, and in many cases had a chance to talk to folks. And 175 emails trying to obtain phone numbers from people where they did not have them in their database. And the real issue is that an important Republican senator in Virginia has been an obstacle to this because of his outsized concern about a runaway convention. I know that in my own calls, many of his constituents were quite surprised to learn that. Others were aware of it and have tried to convince him otherwise. And then apparently David had an email from one of his contacts that was almost a direct quote from his office. Maybe, David, you can mention that.
I'm sorry, Bill, you were kind of breaking up on me there. Could you repeat that?
Yeah. David, you said you had an email from the senator's office that one of the people you had contacted forwarded to you.
Yes. Yeah, and I will post that on the Slack site, Indiana Slack team site, either under general or random, probably random channel.
Okay.
Okay, Bill, David, I've got a question here now. Are we finished with Virginia, or are they going to now give us another district to focus on?
Don't know. This was all specifically based on Loudoun County, which is just outside of Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And a very strong conservative area, but they may have others that they would like us to do. I suspect this may have been sort of an experimental first, see how this works. So I think what we've given them is a lot of good information to update their records so that they might be able to identify additional volunteers, have up-to-date phone numbers, and decent emails going forward for at least that county.
Yeah, I saw, Bill, where you provided them some very good information. Good. And thorough information. Okay. That good enough, Robert?
Well, will they let us know what the next stage is? I mean, you've got to put pressure on this legislator.
I'm sure they will. I know that in one instance I had some offline emails with the folks in Virginia where I was telling them about a deep conversation I had with one of the contacts and his thoughts about why the senator has this aversion. So I think they're acting on it. But
are you open for a suggestion?
Am I open for a suggestion?
Yes.
Sure.
Can we get a copy of his financial disclosure report and call his donors?
Well, that's something we can offer to our colleagues in Virginia.
Yeah,
we'll get his attention.
The people in Virginia pretty well call the shots here, but that's probably a good suggestion, though, Robert.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't thought about that, but that'd be a good suggestion to pass on.
Oh, Dale, this is Diane. They are aware of that option,
okay.
And it's and that's something the state director needs to decide because sometimes that path can work and sometimes it doesn't. Because if all the, I think it's Senator Black we're talking about.
Right,
he
right.
Is heavy in with the John Birch Society, so it could be that lots of his donors are of that ilk as well, and it just that it might backfire. So that is an option we look at in a lot of states. and that is public information, and the constituents there can find that information, like Bob said. But that is an option that they are aware of, and maybe I think mentioning it might put a little more pressure on them to do it.
Okay.
I think when people get real stubborn like this, they give you a lame excuse. Like, I mean, there's plenty of information out there to dispute the idea of a runaway convention. I mean, we've been fighting that forever, and there's, any logical person knows that it's highly, highly, highly improbable. So when people grab an argument against us like that and hold on to it like he's hugging it to his chest, it's just an excuse because he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to support us, but he's too chicken to come out and say that. So I think the best plan of attack here would be to try to come up with some kind of workaround. I don't know sure what that would be, work on campaigning against him in some form. I don't know, but it's probably beating a dead horse trying to convince him any other way than what he's already talking about.
Well, several of the people I did speak to were donors. Of course, you don't know how much, if they were significant donors. Others had told me they had them in their home. And
oh, wow.
So, wow.
I don't know. It's a mystery.
Yeah, when I talked to Michael Ferris's daughter, her name's Catherine, she said that she knew him. She knew Senator Black, and she kind of sounded a little surprised by his position.
Really? Because someone told me that they were aware of the fact that he had actually debated Michael Ferris on this issue. And this fellow, having seen the debate, thought that this had now become a personal issue between the two of them.
Yeah, she didn't elaborate, and I didn't ask, what she meant by that, but maybe I just misunderstood her. But yeah, she said she knew Senator Black. I took that to mean that she knew him on a personal level.
Yeah, she probably did.
That debate.
Virginia
That debate is
folks
on YouTube.
Figured out how to attack it.
Okay. All right, guys. We're winding down here.
Dale, I got one thing. I got a comment to make here real quick.
Yeah.
We get down in Monroe County at the Monroe County Fair. We have a district cap, or I'm not sure if he is. Brian Christensen.
Yeah.
Is put it up a information booth at the Monroe County Fair. I believe he's there right now tonight, and he has been since the fair opened on the 28th of July. I'm planning on going down to meet Robert Hall, Bob Hall, and Brian tomorrow, and help man the booth there at the Monroe County Fair. So if you guys out there in the listening audience know of anyone in Monroe County or near, encourage them to stop by the information table at the Monroe County Fair.
Okay,
this is
great.
Bob Hall. I manned the booth last night.
Good.
About 10 signatures.
Great, Bob. Great. That's the kind of activity we need. We need more and more of that. And I encourage you to get pictures and get any video that you can. If you have anyone that's willing to say a few words, use your phone and do a little selfie, and that's the kind of stuff I want to put on. We want to put that on Slack too, but I want to put that on the leaders site so everybody can have access to that.
I did post a picture on Slack today.
Oh, you did? I haven't seen that yet, Bob. Okay.
It's under Just Politics.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make a little mention here. We had 21 people on the call tonight. That's the most we've had in any of our calls. So every state call that we've had so far, and this would be June, July. This would be the fourth one. Every call, the number of people participating has been increasing. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. We need to keep going, getting more and more. Anybody have anything else they want to say?
Thank Gracie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dale.
All right. We'll see everyone. Good night.
Good night. Good job, Dale.
Yep.